It says in the box right here, it says, Richie, you turned the Knicks game off to watch the Giants. I'm going to give you credit for the Knicks coming back to win. Good morning.
You know what? Guys, this is one of the most depressing nights. First of all, I had a great weekend in Greenbrier. Played golf down there. Came back. Didn't see the Giants. They won 2 out of 3. Roof's pitching really well. A couple of points. I'm going to make it quick, Joe. I want to make it concise because my mind is spinning at this point. Your point of Will Brennan, how you not play Eldridge, mind-boggling. Chapman, I would sit him against lefties, and I would put Schmidt at third. Because otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to put Eldridge in the outfield? That's going to be a disaster at this point. I think that'll hurt him.
Why can't they even just think about DHing Chapman one day or something? Like, this thing that him and Adames have to play in the field every day, I don't get it.
I agree with that, guys, but their money is so tied up. You mentioned Hauser and you mentioned those guys, Maley. They sign these guys. They're not going to sit them. And I despise, at this point, I cannot stand Chapman. He gets up last night. You guys talked about the game, and it was a very good game. Great double plays.
Great.
Leave Killian in. If you want to make him your stopper, then keep him in. Do not turn Marte to the right side. And I knew he was going to hit that home run because he had a shot earlier in the game.
Yep.
It was too many times that they got out of innings. But, yeah, and the guys, they don't add on. They don't add. They get 3 runs by the second inning. Make it 4-1. Make it 5-1. No, they got to make it a game. A devastating loss. But here's the key. All right? Roof's pitching well. It's 6 minutes to go in the game with the Knicks. They're down 22. I'm saying rusty. Only 1 game. I still think they got the talent to win. I call up and never go back. Have no idea they won the game. I'm calling up WFAN to be on. And they're going to give me hey, what do you – and I'm talking to the guy saying, hey, it's only 1 game. We'll come back. And the guy says, Rich, what are you talking about? They won. And I've never done that. And I got to do it with this rot-gut team and let them lose in the 9th inning. Well, let me tell you, what is Buster Posey doing? No. What are we doing watching this team? And you know what? There are some pluses. Arias looks like Joe Morgan at second. He's hitting 330. But you're right. Let the kid play. Benj for the Mets was 2 for 36. He's up to 280. Let him play. I don't know what the direction they're going. They have too many older players. Devers is showing a post, guys. I mean, he's the one guy
Thank God.
Who's starting to hit the ball. No doubt about it. But the other 2 guys, and I didn't talk to you since then, just to end it. That's the situation with Adames getting not knowing the outs, and he's up there belly hopping with bets, talks to all the players, goes into the clubhouse like he's a godsend, tells guys, don't worry, you're going to turn your career around. Well, somebody should tell him he's got to turn his career around. And that was just so typical of him. I'm so tired of him with the hat slaps and the head slaps. And I'm really, really disgusted. But the fact that I missed one of the greatest comebacks in Knick history to watch this team, my bad, boys. Love you guys.
Richie, I love you. Richie, I love you. Is Richie like a second cousin removed from me? Like he is. He would fit right into the Shafsky family.
I think he was an extra in The Sopranos, actually.
I love him.
He's part of the New York crew with Carmine Lupertazzi.
One of the kids yesterday, we had all-star practice yesterday, and
imagine
for the 10 years.
He missed one of the greatest comebacks ever just to watch the Giants.
I know.
Get walked off.
But he goes to me, this kid goes to me, he goes, are you from New York? I go, no. He's like, you got a New York attitude. I go, what does that even mean?
It means you're loud and abrasive. That's basically that's what they basically were saying. You're loud. No, I've gotten that too, but we're both from really big families, like tight-knit, like groups too. So that's kind of what we get. When you're just loud in general and you're from California, people always assume you must be from the East Coast because we're not like that here. We don't raise our voices. We don't get excited about things. We're chill. We're laid back. No, that's like L.A. That's like Southern California. Santa Cruz, surfer vibes. That's not
San
everyone.
Diego.
San Diego, exactly. There's these other places in California. I don't know if you've heard of it. San Francisco, the Bay Area, a little different. different attitudes around here. But my mom's from Jersey too, and I get it all the time when they all get together because my mom's lived in California for most of her life. But whenever she goes back there, like the accent comes back. And by the way, if we're just talking about like attraction based on accents, the Jersey accent's got to be one of the worst of all time. It's just, it's awful.
Getting back to the Giants,
Sorry for anyone that's listening from New Jersey.
Here's what I don't understand.
Mitch.
Here's what I don't understand. They'll play Darren Ruff, who couldn't move. I mean, Darren Ruff couldn't move.
Now, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
He couldn't move from one end of the couch to the other to get to the ice cream, okay, defensively. And they played him in left. We've watched Heliot Ramos play. Look, I like Heliot as a hitter. You know, as a defensive player, he's awful.
He's not good. And base runner. No,
Joe, he is an awful defender. Let's be honest. He can't track a fly ball. He can't catch one on a one hop or a two hop. He's got poor hands. He's got bad feet. He doesn't judge a ball in the air going back. He can't hit the cut. His arm is all over the place. Sometimes it's super weak. Sometimes it's, 50 feet over the cutoff. He's an awful defender. I don't want to hear the excuse with Ramos out now. Like, it's one thing when he's in the lineup because his bat is good enough on this team to be able to play defensively. But when he's out, what is the excuse for not trying any and every available option in left field, like Casey Schmidt you did the night before? I would try Bryce Eldridge. Like, what does it hurt you? I don't understand what it hurts you to try some of these other guys there. Like Drew Gilbert, and he does play a good defensive left field, but he's not hitting right now.
No.
You scored 5 runs over 2 days in Arizona. It's a hitter's ballpark. Like, we got to get the bats going. We got to get our best bats going. One thing that I was encouraged last night, high leverage situation, late 8th inning, right? Well, your best guy right now out of that bullpen is probably in a high leverage situation after you've already used Keaton Wynn earlier, is probably Killian, correct?
Caleb Killian, correct.
So they went to him, and then they got out of the inning.
Double play.
All right? So you ride with him in the 9th inning. And I was like, hey, they're playing their best guy in the most crucial spots. I get it. Why doesn't that apply to other positions on the diamond? Like, Will Brennan's the best we got? Let's have like a real, he's better than Bo Davidson, who's in the minors right now? He's better than everyone you got in the minors? We can't do better than Will Brennan?
I'm glad you brought that up because this quote from Posey in the article yesterday with Justice De Los Santos really bothered me, talking about Eldridge and why he's not playing as much or consistently. Hopefully he knows, even though he and I have only been getting to know each other over the last year and a half, that we all just want what's best for him. At the same time, we're trying to win as many games as possible. I think him having the team first attitude is something that's going to serve him really well as his career continues to go. At the same time, we're trying to win as many games as possible because of Will Brennan, because of Drew Gilbert.
Well, look, let's extend it to other guys. Brubaker, in the words of Richie.
Brubaker?
If I never see Brubaker again, I'll be thrilled because that guy can't cover first and he clearly can't throw strikes. And when he does, they get hit hard. Don't need to see him anymore. Baruki, if you DFA'd Baruki yesterday, does anyone in baseball pick him up?
Baruki, yeah, whatever.
Whatever the heck his name is.
Close enough.
God bless him. But, come on. Let's have real conversations.
Be better and I'll remember your name.
What team in baseball right now has 4 lefties in the pen and has 3 catchers on the roster?
Probably only the Giants. Probably, but...
And 2 real outfielders right now. With Jung
with a plethora of outfielders in the minors, too. Just ready to go at a moment's notice.
And 17 infielders. Joe, this week alone, we played a catcher in left, and a week before, we played a catcher in right.
And then a couple days ago, we played a second baseman, third baseman, first baseman in left field. But who hasn't done it since high school?
But I watched 43-year-old Barry Bonds, who could not move, with a busted knee, play left field in our park.
43.
I watched him play left field. I watched Michael Morse play left field, who was terrible defensively. Awful. Okay? And you're afraid that Bryce Eldridge at 21 can't, figure it out? I've been watching Ramos the last couple of years. He hasn't even figured it out.
No, he hasn't.
Let's be real. We have to be honest about these assessments. He's all over the place defensively, and you're worried about, and then, okay, so you're worried about the defense. That's one thing. All right, let's go to the offense. Well, it's got to be favorable matchups. We'll have him go against Shohei Ohtani. How is that? Shohei's one of the best pitchers in the game right now. So on what level does any of these decisions, like I'm trying to figure out this like matrix of what works for Bryce Eldridge. None of what they're saying jives with what I'm watching. I'm holding back my rage because it's so bizarre to me.
Hey, you're not good enough to go against Ryan Nelson, but we think you're good enough to go against Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Two of the best pitchers in the game. Hey, good luck, though. Yeah, but wouldn't you rather see this guy against a guy with a 5.5 ERA?
Can I ask you this question? Is Will Brennan ready to face Kyle Nelson?
No one is on this team. That's the answer, except for Rafi Devers and Luis Arias and Casey Schmidt. You have 3 players that I'm confident when they get to the plate. That's it. It's just 3 of them.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
But we really have to shoehorn in these other guys because they need the reps. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, and Odyssey Sports Station in the home of the Golden State Warriors and Valkyries. Always on the Free Odyssey app, coming live from the Laughing Monk Studios. I'm very excited to talk to Keith Law in about 15 minutes. Senior MLB writer for The Athletic. Obviously very tapped in on all things farm systems and baseball, where the Giants rank, what they're doing with Bryce Eldridge, what's the next move here. What are they doing? What is the plan for the San Francisco Giants right now? And what should be the plan? I want to ask Keith as well.
Well, the other part of this is like, all right, so let's say he's not good, Bryce, because that's okay. There's all these elements. A lot of people think he's really good. He has not performed, right? We all agree, has not performed.
Nope.
Let's say he's not good. Well, if he's not good, one of my biggest beefs with the Farhan era was they were unwilling to make a decision on a player who had some value league-wide, and they held on to him and depreciated said value only to not utilize them. Joey Bart, Marco Luciano, Luis Matos, right? And then they hung on to them for so long, they were almost valueless league-wide and were claimed for pennies on the dollar. If you do that with Bryce Eldridge, let's say he's not good, and they think that he's not good, which it could entirely be one of their thought process. He just might not be good. Well, then you're not good at your job if you haven't already known that and made a decision on whether he's a part of your franchise's future or not. If you don't think he's good, then you should have already made that decision before you called him up, and you should have moved him for a pitcher or a closer or an outfielder.
I'm with you on that. And, you know, when I think of what they're doing with Bryce Eldridge in regards to just every single day not even being out there, why do they continue to put out guys like Will Brennan? I'm going insane, Joe, just watching this team and just thinking about the future of the team and Tony Vitello. Like, why was he the guy in the first place? I'm questioning everything. Why bring in a guy with no experience when your president of baseball operations doesn't have any experience? When you have no bullpen names, you have 3 guys that 2 of them aren't producing, making hundreds of millions of dollars. Willie Adames, as of late, he's been better. So I want to back off a little bit on Willie because he actually has been a little bit better. Chapman's been
Can I ask you this on the manager? Let me just ask you. Like, I
don't even blame Tony.
No, I'm in agreement that I'm not really sure. The jury's out. Let's just call it that way. The jury's still out. And I'm one of his more, like backers. I'm one of his backers. Bruce Bochy in his prime is managing today's team. Are the outcomes that dramatically different?
No, I don't think so.
Who would Bochy's closer be? Like, let's have a philosophy. Who would his closer be?
I actually think it'd be Caleb Killian.
Would he have stuck with him in that situation?
I think so. No, seriously, I do.
Maybe.
But again,
I don't think he would have flipped Marte around.
I know he's not like the assistant, like manager, like person, like assistant head coach in football, but he is a consultant. So like he does have Dusty and Bochy at his disposal, Tony Vitello.
Yes.
If he needs to lean on those guys. And Tony Vitello, by all accounts, I listened to him. He seems like a smart guy. He's sharp. I'm sure he's bending their ear a bunch, but and I'm with you. It's not like I feel like Tony Vitello is the reason this team is 9 games under 500. I think he was handed a turd sandwich and he's had to take a bite out of it. And you know what? He might have to be the fall guy this season. And that sucks.
That's ridiculous.
Which I think sucks for him. And you know what? It makes me feel, and I look at a guy like Buster Posey a little bit differently today, which sucks. But this is the risk you run when you're one of the beloved players and you go to a front office role. You run the risk of, I'm not going to look at you the same because maybe you're going to fail with my favorite team when I used to love you as a player. But you know what? What have you done for me lately, Buster? Nothing.
Do you remember why they brought in Mark Melanson? We're down bad, dude.
They needed a closer.
Exactly.
They needed a closer.
Sam, the year before Melanson came in, how many blown saves did the Giants have that year?
29.
They needed a closer.
Okay, that
or as my dad calls him, Melancon.
Okay, that was Bochy, closer to his prime than like the downfall,
You
right?
had the entire core for the bullpen still on the team.
Yes.
So, like, and I'm not here to say that Vitello is Bochy or Bochy is Vitello. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you're handed a bullpen that does not have a guy that can finish games, all the other roles in the bullpen become out of whack. And even if you have, again, you said the core four were all on that team in terms of the bullpen arms.
Yes, you said that.
Yes. Even an all-time great manager like Bruce Bochy is going to blow a crud of games. I'm trying not to swear this morning because I'm on vacation mode. Tony made the wrong decision last night. There's no other way around it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He made the wrong decision to go to Gage and flip Marte around. That I will not defend. What I will defend, he's got 2 outfielders and there's 3 outfield spots. He's got 3 catchers and none of them are great defensively. Susak might be solid. Offensively, Susak needs to play every single day. He's got like 6 infielders, and 2 of them stink most nights. He's got an infielder who should be playing every day, but he's forced to play him in DH. And maybe in left field where he's never really played. He's got 2 starting pitchers that the GM overpaid, and 1 guy who came out of AAA, McDonald, who deserves to play more, but the money is dictating that these other guys play, and it makes no sense to me. He's got his ace who's on the IL right now. He's got his second guy in Robbie Ray who should be a lot better this year, who's shown some cracks in the armor right now. And he's got a young man in Landon Roop who's balling. Another guy at second base, Arise, who's at a crossroads in his career, is balling. There are some good stories. Not everything is awful. The roster construction is a bigger issue than the manager's feel for the game right now. I'm not saying the move that he made last night does not deserve to be criticized. It absolutely was the wrong move. It absolutely was. The high-priced players and the high-priced GMs that have put the team together, put together a bad team. And the expensive players are not playing well.